Reiterate that breaking news that Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger has died at the age of 99.
He was just a month away from turning 100 years old. He played a major role in helping Warren Buffett become one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. Charlie Munger was best known as Warren Buffett's right-hand man, having formed a remarkable investing partnership that dates back several decades. Buffett himself attributes his success to Munger, acknowledging the invaluable lesson he learned from him about the significance of investing in top-notch companies, even if it means paying a premium price. An early example of this shift occurred in 1972, when Munger convinced Buffett to approve Berkshire's acquisition of See's Candies for $25 million. Even though the California-based candy maker had an annual pre-tax earnings of just $4 million at the time, this decision turned out to be highly profitable. See's Candies has since generated over $2 billion in sales for Berkshire.
So-so companies at very cheap prices, knowing that there was some small profit and looking for really wonderful businesses that we could buy at fair prices.
Munger wasn't just Warren Buffett's right-hand man at Berkshire Hathaway. He was an accomplished investor on his own, with a remarkable history record of success that spans many decades. Munger was instrumental in helping Buffett fine-tune his investment style and played a massive role in the 3,787,464% returns the company generated for its shareholders from 1964 until the end of 2022. He was a real estate attorney, chairman, and publisher of the Daily Journal Corporation, a board member of Costco, and even showcased his architectural talent. Early this year, his fortune was estimated to be $2.3 billion. Though it surprised many, it's actually very little compared to Buffett's ever-increasing fortune of over $100 billion. Interestingly, during Berkshire's 2021 annual shareholder meeting, the then 97-year-old Munger accidentally disclosed a closely guarded secret, saying that Vice Chairman Greg Abel will be entrusted with upholding the company culture after Buffett's retirement. Although Munger was best known as the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, that wasn't the only impressive part of his investment career. Munger didn't assume that role until 1978, when he was already in his mid-50s. Between 1962 and 1975, Munger was in charge of an investment partnership called Wheeler, Munger & Company. The partnership eventually disbanded. However, during its operation, it achieved remarkable results, generating an annualized return of 19.8% before fees, compared to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which managed to generate a 5% return over the same period. Munger also served as chairman and CEO of Wesco Financial from 1984 to 2011, before Berkshire acquired the remaining shares of the insurance and investment company based in Pasadena, California. One notable characteristic of this investing genius is his humor and bluntness. In fact, when he retired from his position, many people remarked that Berkshire's atmosphere would be less fun without Munger.
1959, in 5 minutes, Charlie was rolling on the floor laughing at his own jokes.
But those of you who are about to enter business school or who are there, I recommend you learn to do it our way, but at least until you're out of school, you have to pretend to do it their way.
People don't seem to get that point. You have any idea why, Charlie?
Warren, if people weren't so often wrong, we wouldn't be so rich.
Like Buffett, Munger was an advocate for long-term investing in value companies and stressed the importance of ethics and honesty. Just take a look at one of his conferences in 2021. Munger fearlessly blasted the Wall Street traders without mincing words.
Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, right-hand man, and friend, has died today in California.
The vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway was 99 years old. Every year at the annual Berkshire shareholders meeting, we've seen Buffett and Munger together. They thoughtfully, carefully answered questions for hours. Buffett was always the center of attention, but he always gave credit to Munger. Like Buffett, Munger was an advocate for long-term investing in value companies and stressed the importance of ethics and honesty. That's why in 2021, Munger put speculative Wall Street traders on blast.
I think you should try and make your money in this world by selling other people things that are good for them. And if you're selling them gambling services where you rake profits off the top, like many of these new brokers who specialize in luring the gamblers in, I think it's a dirty way to make money, and I think that we're crazy to allow it.
Munger was born in Omaha, and while he enrolled in the University of Michigan, he never obtained an undergraduate degree. Instead, he joined the Army Air Corps and later graduated with a law degree from Harvard. Munger gave up his law career to go into real estate development and investing. He connected with Buffett when Berkshire Hathaway purchased Wesco Financial. Munger was CEO at the time. In a statement this afternoon, Warren Buffett said Berkshire Hathaway could not have been built to its present status without Charlie's inspiration, wisdom, and participation. Buffett says Munger's family will handle all affairs pursuant to Charlie's instructions. It's estimated Munger was worth $2.6 billion.
Munger, like Buffett, grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, and as teenagers they both worked at Buffett's grandfather's grocery store, but not at the same time, as Munger was 7 years older. It wasn't until Buffett was in his late 20s and Munger in his mid-30s that they were introduced to each other by mutual friends. In a statement on Tuesday afternoon following Munger's passing, Warren Buffett acknowledged that Berkshire Hathaway could not have been built to its current status without Charlie's inspiration, wisdom, and participation. Though Buffett was always the center of attention, he always gave credit to Munger. Quote, "We never had an argument in the entire time we've known each other, which is almost 60 years now," Buffett said in an interview in 2018. "Charlie has given me the ultimate gift that a person can give to somebody else. He's made me a better person than I would have otherwise been. He's given me a lot of good advice over time. I've lived a better life because of Charlie," unquote. It's a big loss to the investor community as it loses one of the most rational thinkers of our time. Munger, who wore thick glasses, had lost his left eye after complications from cataract surgery in 1980. But looking back at the life and legacy of the investing legend, Charlie Munger had a positive outlook on life. He was optimistic until his last day on Earth, which made him handle things differently.
I'm optimistic about life. If I can be optimistic when I'm nearly dead, surely the rest of you can handle a little inflation.
Munger was born in Omaha. Although he attended the University of Michigan, he didn't complete his undergraduate degree. Instead, he opted to join the Army Air Corps and later acquired a law degree from Harvard. Munger eventually abandoned his legal profession and ventured into real estate development and investing. He was also a philanthropist. Munger donated hundreds of millions of dollars to various educational institutions, including the University of Michigan, Stanford University, and Harvard Law School. Interestingly, he often included a condition that these schools accept his building designs despite not having any formal training in architecture. Another funny example is at Los Angeles' Harvard Westlake Prep School, where Munger had been a board member for decades. During the construction of the Science Center, he ensured that the girls' bathrooms were larger than the boys' rooms. Quote, "Anytime you go to a football game or a function, there's a huge line outside the women's bathroom. Who doesn't know that they pee in a different way than the men?" Munger told the Wall Street Journal in 2019. "What kind of idiot would make the men's bathroom and the women's bathroom the same size? The answer is a normal architect," unquote. Munger and his first wife had 3 children, 2 daughters, Wendy and Molly, and a son, Teddy, who died of leukemia at age 9. The couple later got divorced in 1953. 2 years later, he married Nancy Berry, whom he met on a blind date at a chicken dinner restaurant. They had 4 children together, while he remained a stepfather to her 2 other sons. When asked about the secret to a long and happy life, Munger simply replied, "It's easy because it's so simple."
Some people do get confused. I play golf with a man. He says, "What good is health? You can't buy money with it." Well, there are a whole lot of things I don't think about. And one of them is companies that are losing $2 or $3 billion a year and going public.
Charlie Munger was a great example of how to live a life. He accumulated wealth, but found time and selflessness to have a large family.